kind of on that note, talk a little bit about like what some of your plans are in the near future. You know, I know there's a lot of things that's going on and you're very involved in the community. Even like you mentioned your daughter's community. I mean, your daughter's organization that she started, you know, it's all of these things that are just promoting just positivity, like you said, you know, bringing people together. And I think that's what I especially like about all of the things that you're doing. Again, it's beyond the comedy, right? Comedy is always a part of who you are to relate to people. But beyond that, you're trying to make a bigger difference and impact too. So explain a little bit about what some of your goals in the near future are.
Awesome. Thank you so much for asking about that. Even while I was doing comedy, I was able to, send kids to school. And, one of the things that I learned early on in life, from my dad, who didn't have much, that if you do something good, you don't need brag, boy. You don't need tell everybody everything. You do it because you do it from over here, right?
Yes.
So, like, go investigate, go on, Yahoo and go, what has Augie done? And I'm proud of the fact that I was an entertainer for 28 years. I got to send kids to school, raise money for churches, organizations, clubs, and that brought more joy sometimes than, some of the big shows I've done. Mm-hmm. When you raise money for, high school. I think one time we raised about $6,000 doing a comedy show for Waipahu High School. And I remember, the coaches so happy. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, we can buy the kids some equipment and, we can get them some shoes. And I'm like, wow, yeah, that's what it's about. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's why, I love Frank De Lima, what he's done. I never wanted to be Frank De Lima. But when you have an overachieving daughter that goes, you can use a celebrity the other way, you can help. Frank De Lima does it. You should do it too, we started, I started working with my daughter in the community, and the last 6 years working with her has really made me more empathetic. I have a hard time writing comedy now. I love comedy. I always will find something funny. Mm-hmm. But, you look at our state of our community, Eva and Waipahu, largest unemployment rate. During the election, I didn't tell anybody because I don't want anybody to think, that I was some sort of victim. He want people to feel sorry for him. But the day I made my announcement, after working 6 months hard, knocking on doors, and just before COVID hit, the day I made my announcement, the radio station that I worked for, that I made money for, fired me. I've never been fired or let go. And that was devastating because for me, it was the perfect storm. I mean, I got a job, I can campaign, I take care of my family, because campaigning takes a lot of your time. Mm-hmm. You gotta fundraise and you gotta do all these things to, to stay on pace. Yeah. I lost my job. Yeah. I lost my job. Mm-hmm. And I was like, how am I gonna support my family? Yeah. And like, okay, I'm going back to do comedy. Mind you, I told people in March that I was gonna stop doing. I did Augie's, Last Stand. But the thing that always sustained my family was stand up. Okay, all right, I lost my radio job. Go back, do comedy. COVID hit. What happens? No
Everything shut down, yeah.
No shows. So now I'm panicking. I'm going, do I stop campaigning and just go back to work? Mm-hmm. And I'm a fighter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I knew, like, well, people gonna say I was just doing it as a publicity stunt so I can go back to comedy. Mm-hmm. I had 6 months of knocking on people's doors, telling people why I'm passionate about running. But my family, man, how am I going to support my family? But, my mom pitched in. My daughters, they delivered groceries, but my wife and my daughters delivered groceries. I worked security in the graveyard shift. So when, my opponent said, oh, he doesn't want to debate, I'm like, dude, I gotta go work. I don't
Yeah.
have time for campaign. You getting on paycheck?
Yeah.
You're a retired politician. I gotta go work.
Mm-hmm.
But if I said that, oh, he wants us to feel sorry. But that was the reality.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I had to go work.
Yeah.
But I kept quiet, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Kept quiet. I never get engaged in the ridiculousness of campaigning.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna stay focused.
Mm-hmm.
My family's taken care of. We're gonna be okay. I will find a way for us to be okay.
Yeah.
And I just kept my, in boxing, they tell you, keep your chin down, keep your hands up, keep yourself protected.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I did.
Yeah.
Head down, hands up, and move forward.
Yeah.
And stayed positive, ran a positive campaign, worked harder than my opponent, knocked on doors. And every week I was coming home and have a flyer. I was like, oh, I can't even afford one flyer. Had flyers every week. Every week I saw more flyers from this guy than I saw the 20 years that he was leading my community. And I was like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, I have lots of respect for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was in office for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But like, I was so like, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? Right.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you get up earlier than everybody else. You plan ahead. You knock on doors. You talk to people. You pray to God. Many nights in the middle of the night, I was praying, asking God for strength, asking God, can you help me stay focused? Can you make sure you provide for my family? At any moment, if anything happened, to my family, that'll be it.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knew that.
Yeah.
And it made me into a better person. There's nothing more that I want to do than represent my community well. So when you ask me what, I'm gonna be honest with you, Andrew, we are in a tricky situation. We shortfall in money. We're millions and millions of dollars, short. We know there's a lot of programs that are going to be cut. So, my plan has always been the same plan that I ran on in the beginning. I'm going to be actively involved in a community. I'm going to ask people, if you live in my community, District 9, that's made of 157,000 people. It's time for us to all step outside the box and lead by example. We cannot wait. We have obviously learned how to manage time during COVID. We have obviously learned to work around things so we can sacrifice a little in taking care of our community. Picking up rubbish, maybe going door to door in the evening to make sure that everybody feels safe. Maybe we got to go and do graffiti cleanup, whatever. We will find a way. And I think this is the time where we need to all come together to unify and believe that things gonna get better. Like, dude, I am so optimistic. I am so hopeful that 2021 will be the most amazing year, because we've seen people rise up during this challenging time to do amazing things. Let's keep it going.
Yes.
Let's get back to work, but let's keep that spirit of giving. Let's keep that spirit of community involvement. And more importantly, let's be examples to our children. That government is there to help, but we don't have to wait on government. We can do things and we can get things done if we all collaborate and work together. And that's my ultimate goal in the first year. Lots of community involvement. You will see me in your community. You will see me at your neighborhood boards. You can ask me questions. I have an amazing staff of young, energetic, local people that's, hands-on. They know they have to fit me. They got to work around, my craziness inside and my love for this community. They have to have the same passion, so I'm thankful, man.
No, everything that you just said, I mean, that's great. And I know you're going to execute that plan and help everyone in the community. And like you said, it's unifying everybody. But I really like how, I mean, again, it goes back to that eighth grade, your teacher, Miss Murakami, right? But even the boxing, just, you don't need to say everything that's going on. Just, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the best that you can. Keep your head down, right? And you just keep plugging forward. And the one
Mhm.
thing that, if anything has shown anybody that listens to this or follows your career, you will find a way to get things done. You're not just going to give up. It goes back to your fighting background.
And if I make a mistake, I'll be the first one to apologize. I
Hmm.
have no problem with that. You
Hmm.
know, sometimes in that, there's so much to be learned from that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we all, also don't step outside the box to to take responsibility. So,
Oh,
be mindful of that when, you attacking me on social media when I become, the city councilman in a couple of days. But look, I knew what the challenges was. My family was prepared. I know that it's going to be challenging, even more challenging from when I first decided that I was going to run. But at the end of the day, like you said, man, we love our community. I want to see my kids grow up here. I want to see families spending, a lot more time with their kids. That would be like a most awesome ultimate in my perfect world. I would love to see families get home 15 minutes earlier
mhm,
so that they can spend time with their children.
mhm.
You know, I love teachers, but we cannot rely solely on the teachers in guiding. You got to take responsibility.
Mhm.
It's your children.
Yeah.
They will become like you. They'll follow in your examples. Like,
Yeah.
you know, do something different. So
Yes.
I love what I'm seeing. With projects around my area, in my district. And, I think, like I said earlier, if we can collaborate and when kids can see mom and dad picking up rubbish in their community, they're going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
When they see mom and dad, you know, out there socializing with everybody in the park, they're going to do the same thing. When they see mom and dad enthusiastic about coming home because they get to live, work, and play around the community. Man, that would be like the most amazing thing. You know,
Yes.
so I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. I'm thankful that we got this moment, Andrew. Thank you for being persistent and reaching out to me. I know.
No, no, our schedules are just so busy, but I'm so thankful that you had the time to step on to and share your story. And this was just, we can do many follow-ups in the future, just the tip of the iceberg. But I think for everyone, just follow your journey. And if they ever need to reach out, or where can they find more information about you? I know you have your website and social media.
Yeah. Toning down a lot of things. You know, but AugieT.com.
Mhm.
You can listen to my radio show, every morning on 96.7. It's so easy. I'm like the most easiest person to get a hold of. I like to leave you guys with this. And it's my favorite quote. The best exercise for the heart is lifting one another up.
Mhm.
And if we can do that, during these challenging times, we're going to see a lot more good than bad.
Mhm.
And when we look back at 2020, yeah, it was a really hectic year, but I think we remember how high school students had to do graduation
Mhm.
differently, and it made a difference. How we
Mhm.
would step outside our box and drive to people's neighborhoods to deliver gifts.
Mhm.
We saw how much people was fed, and I
Mhm.
think we're gonna look back and go, 2020 was crazy, but a lot of great things happened during that
Mhm.
time.
Yes.
Yeah, we sometimes remember only the bad things, but I think in this case, we're gonna look back and go, I don't know. I remember some really cool things happening.
Yes.
So I'm thankful for 2020,
Mhm.
but I'm very optimistic and I'm hopeful and I'm excited for everyone, including myself, for 2021. We can do this together the island way. Oh, I cannot
Yes.
believe I went throw that one in right there.
Yeah, but great message, everyone. I mean, take this to heart and lift someone up, strengthen your own heart, lift someone up. And yeah, we'll remember all of the things that we had to overcome just to get through these times. And yeah, I'm with you. I hope 2021 is a great year and
Awesome.
we'll talk again soon, and I'm
Hey,
excited to see all of the
I
great
would
things.
not I would not be the person I am today without, my amazing family. And
Mhm.
I know they're probably watching, but thank you to my amazing wife and my children and my family, my cousin Joe and my brother Larry and my brother Ernie that, we all reconnected during this time of campaigning. And there's so many awesome people. I worked with a small group of people, maybe
Mhm.
25, Andrew.
Mhm.
25 very loyal, hardworking people that believe. Thank you guys. With COVID, we couldn't get the celebration party. Even in my inauguration, I will need to invite everybody, but only my wife and my mom is coming. Everybody else get to watch them on Olelo.
Mhm.
But I just wanted to give them a big shout out, my family and my friends. Thank you guys so much for believing in me. We will do amazing things together. I promise.
Yes, and we look forward to all of that. But thanks so much again, Augie. It was
Man,
excellent talking to you,
man,
and we wish you the best in the future.
thank you, brother.